All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raiders Daily. My name is Jackson. I post daily Raiders content, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. So, the New York Times have the Las Vegas Raiders at an 18% chance to make the playoffs. They're an underdog in only 3 or 4 games remaining on the schedule. If you didn't know, the Raiders, they have a bye week right now. It's week 6. You're sitting at 1-4. I mean, I'm not going to say the Raiders should be 5-0, but theoretically they could be 5-0. All of their losses have been one possession. They should have won, at least 3 of them. Lost to the Chargers, lost to the Cardinals, lost to the Texans. Lost to the Titans. Oh, man. Beat the Broncos, lost to the Chiefs, and then they have the Texans coming back from the bye at home. Now, Houston plays tough. They play tough, but I watched the Bears play the Commanders. I hate saying the Commanders. I saw the Bears play Washington last night, and the Bears were able to beat Houston. Houston plays hard, but Las Vegas is better. Then you go to New Orleans, they're also suffering. Then you go to Jacksonville, they're not playing too well. Indianapolis looks horrible, you got them at home. Then you head to Denver. Not an easy game by any means because of the Denver defense, but once again, who's afraid of Russell Wilson? The guy's a major fraud right now. Broncos offense, a lot of respect, a lot of love to Russell Wilson, but he's currently a rival right now, and I'll give him respect, give him props when it's due, but he's looked horrible this season. So is Denver. Then you go to Seattle. Now, playing at Seattle sucks. I think we're all aware of that. It definitely sucks. However, Seattle also sucks. Then you come home for Los Angeles Chargers. That's going to be a tough game. Then you head to Los Angeles Rams. Now, both of those two teams are actually kind of suffering right now, but we're only 5 weeks into the season, so we'll wait and see. But those will be 2 tough games. Come back home, play the Patriots. They haven't really been able to click so far this season. However, things could theoretically change with Mac Jones. I still just don't view New England as a powerhouse. I do think Las Vegas is worlds better. Then you head to Pittsburgh. They're rebuilding. You come back home for your final 2 games against San Francisco and Kansas City. So it's not necessarily the easiest. The AFC West doesn't look good, right? But Kansas City's 4-1, and I don't want to say 10-7 100% gets you into the playoffs. 10-7 should be fine. However, so that's 3 more losses. I'm really aiming for 2 more losses max. I think, if you can finish the remaining 10 games of the season and you can go finish 11-6, get some big time wins, end the season at home with a win against the Kansas City Chiefs. Like I'm saying, man, the AFC West just doesn't look good. But before we go any further, if you guys enjoy, hit the like button. Let's try and get 200 likes on today's video. That would be absolutely awesome. You guys blessed me with 6,000 subscribers a couple of days ago. Forever grateful, forever indebted by you guys. And yeah, man, it's been a crazy rodeo. We started making these videos in May, and it's only October. So appreciate all the love, and let's keep going with it. One thing the Raiders really need to fix, well, there's a lot of things they need to fix, but one thing they really, really need to fix is the red zone. The red zone on both sides of the ball it's miserable, actually. It's quite desperate. The Raiders' offense is doing a great job at times, for most of the time. All right, let me pick my words better there. For the most part, the Raiders' offense this season thus far, has been solid. I believe they rank 6th. The red zone is screwing them over. You look at the first 5 games, right, and you're like, Raiders' offense is doing well. What? They put up 19 week 1. They put up 23 week 2, 22 week 3, 32 Denver, I'll take that, and almost 30 against Kansas City with 29. But those first 3 weeks, the offense, for the most part, was still running. There are, like Kansas City in that third quarter specifically, there are some 2 or 3 straight 3-and-outs, and you can't have those. No team can have those, and it puts everybody in a difficult position. But offensively, in the red zone, they're 9-19 with a touchdown. The Raiders were a bottom 5 team. I believe they ranked 25th in red zone offense last season. You're on pace for the same exact thing this year. That's 47.4% in the red zone, 20 yards, you score a touchdown. It's just not going to get the job done. Darren Waller's injury hasn't helped thus far. I just don't know how they're struggling this much. At least hand the ball off a little bit more to Josh Jacobs in the red zone. Josh Jacobs, like, a lot of possessions, a lot of drives. He gets you all the way down into enemy territory. They start passing it, and it just isn't working as well. I don't know what it is. I mean, you can never really win with fans. You know, some people want you to run it more. Some people want you to throw it more. You know, third down, why'd you run it? Why'd you throw it? You should have ran it. You should have thrown it. So you can't really win all the time. But I feel like feeding Josh Jacobs and, I mean, I get a little more creative. You know, we can't have drops. Darren Waller can't be dropping. Hopefully he comes back. I mean, not having Foster Moreau also doesn't help. But you can't go 9-19. You can't go 9-19, and I think for the most part, which is what I wanted all season, or all offseason rather, heading into this year, was I wanted the offensive line to just do its job and just get it done. Because we've seen some teams like the Bengals last season, horrible, terrible offensive line. We saw the Chargers, top 5 offense, worst offensive line. Like, these are bottom 5 offensive lines in the league, yet their offense are still putting up a ton of points on the board, and they're still very successful teams. The offensive line, man, you can't... I remember, I think this was after my second week, I was saying, why do we not have a set 5 offensive line? Like, I get McDaniel's philosophy of saying, you know, everybody, all 6 of them deserve to be out there. All 7 of them deserve to be out there. I just don't think you can realistically win it all if you are rotating your offensive line with 7 different dudes. 3 different variations, 7 different players. I got a comment. I remember this so clearly. Someone was like, the Bears are doing it. I'm like, well, that's a whole issue. If you're doing something that the Chicago Bears are doing, that is a big-time issue. So I think you got to get this offensive line figured out. But like I said, I mean, they've done the job. I just don't think long-term reliability, crunch time, when it matters, I think that's something that can really come up and bite them in the ass. Defensively speaking, in the red zone, bend don't break, right? However, they've broken in the red zone, which is just extremely unideal. They rank dead last in touchdowns allowed in the red zone. The opponents have gotten into the red zone 17 times, and on 14 of them, the offense has converted for a touchdown. It's 82.4%. So offensively and defensively, both units are suffering in the red zone. And this is something, you know, bye weeks are meant to get healthy, take some time off. However, once it's time to get back to work, Patrick Graham, Josh McDaniels, they got to figure this out. Because if they don't figure it out, I don't care how good your schedule is, I don't care how good your offense is, I don't care how good your defense is. If you're not converting in the red zone on both sides of the ball, it's going to be a tough one. All right, so let me know what you guys are thinking heading into this bye week. It is nice to get a little week off, or not week off football because everyone's still going to watch football, but you can kind of relax. You don't have to worry. So that's it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. I'll catch you guys later.